Social media marketing in 2026. Let's talk about the do's, the don'ts, where the industry is heading as a whole, and what you should be doing to get ahead in 2026. Without further ado, let's get into it. Social media marketing in 2026. Let's first diagnose what that term is. It's such a broad term, and so many things fit underneath that people don't really know where to start with it. When I think of social media marketing, it's a whole entire ecosystem. It's not just one thing, because without every single piece, it doesn't fully work, right? Without your organic content, it doesn't work. Without your paid traffic, it doesn't work. Without your email automations and follow-up sequences, it doesn't work. Without the sales team capitalizing on the entire system, it doesn't work. So you need every single piece of it to really maximize social media marketing. It's not just a blanket term that you could throw on it, right? And why I think the market or the industry is so scattered and people kind of lose faith in it and hire all kinds of coaches to help them get ahead on social media. It's because it's not a one-solved piece, right? It's not one thing, it's everything. If you don't have your organic traffic, if you don't have your paid traffic, if you don't have your emails and you don't have your sales process all working in synchronicity, it just won't work. You won't fully maximize or get a return on what you invest. Some people, again, hire social media agencies, and all they do is straight up focus on making content that they post, and it gets 100 views, which there's nothing wrong with that. I highly encourage that you do that, but it can become expensive, right? If you're spending thousands of dollars, and I was that service for a long time, right? People were paying me thousands of dollars a month. I was making really awesome content for them. It would get no traffic, and I had to churn. I would have people fall off, and I didn't know what I was doing wrong. Vice versa, there's the media buying agencies that only run ads. They don't provide the content, and all they do is run traffic to your landing page, to your whatever you want, and that doesn't solve the full problem either. All that does is get traffic to a place. And same thing happens to them, right? They don't solve the full problem. They get the traffic, but if you don't have your organic content going, you don't have your emails going, your landing page and your sales process isn't fully optimized, then the same thing happens. You charge a client thousands of dollars, they don't get the full result, and then they fall off and they have a churn. Nowadays, they have CRM and AI agencies that provide the CRM and the tech and the automations, but they don't provide the traffic and they don't provide the content. So as a whole, when I consider social media marketing to really maximize, when you see these guys online like Patrick Bet-David, Andy Elliott, Grant Cardone, Omar El-Tikori, all these guys who are really freaking just slam dunking it, and you're like, what the heck are they doing? They have all the pieces put together. So you have your organic content, you have your paid traffic, and you have your email capture and sales process, right? I know I keep repeating it and it's redundant, but that's the blanket statement that people say social media marketing. They sell a dream, and people who are buying the dream aren't necessarily sure on all the components. And so that's why they go with the first person they see that feels like they could solve their problem. They know maybe a videographer, they know maybe a media buyer, they know maybe some automation guy, and they go with them because they think that that's going to get them to their desired outcome. When in reality, you need all of those steps and those factors. To set up all those factors, it's a lot, and I don't think we'll be able to cover it in this video, but I would recommend diving into each one of those things and really studying it, understanding it, because social organic content has its entire structure, right? Whether it's TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, whatever medium, LinkedIn you're going to use, it has its own nuances and its own metrics of success, its own way to become successful on it. YouTube, whatever, again, medium you're using, decide on the medium you're going to use first, go all in on that, figure it out, right? I think a lot of people get stuck on that and they don't start to figure it out because then it really comes down to the fear of criticism. They're like, I'm scared to fail in public. I'm scared to make the content. I need this big fancy studio like the one you're in. I need to do all these things, and they never get started. The first thing you need to do is get started with what you have. Start to figure out what works in your niche and in your medium. Start there. Boom. Once you figure that part out, the next monster, that's a monster in itself. Don't think that it's that easy. It's going to take a lot of time to get the results you want. Once you figure out that monster and you have some resources, then you can figure out the paid media side, like the paid traffic, ads, all of those things. That's a whole other monster, right? You need to craft your offer, collect your data, optimize the ad account, whole monster. Once you figure that out, you have organic and paid traffic, you're going to be doing pretty well. Then after that, it's just optimizing. It's literally just fixing all the leaky buckets. Without fixing the leaky buckets, you could still do well, but if you fix the leaky buckets, even if you improve by 10%, when you improve a funnel by 10%, what actually happens is it's not just like a 10% increase. It's double the booked calls, double the sales, double the revenue, just by a 10% increase. It's really crazy. So once you have your organic, your paid, and you optimize with email follow-ups, with your sales process, with everything you need to do, that's when it starts to get really lucrative. That's when you see the guys online, because then they're maximizing their sales, they're getting more resources, they start to live that life that you look on and like, holy crap, how are these guys having $500 dinners every day? How are they driving sports cars? How are they like so popular and have this clout and this fame? It's not as elusive as you think. You just have to follow these simple steps. And I'm not selling a course, but I am here to help. So if you have questions, just drop them in the comments. I'll get back to you guys as soon as I can. We do all of these services that I just described. We do offer them done for you. We're not really taking on clients at the moment. If we can align and we can be of service to you guys, maybe we could work something out. But it's not as far away or as hard as you think. You just have to stay consistent. You got to figure out and understand these monsters. And once you understand these monsters, it's like a hack. It's like a secret hack to the universe. You start to see things really unfold before your eyes, and it gets really exciting. So I'm wishing you guys all much success. If you got any value or if you have any questions, leave it in the comments and I'll get back to you. If you are interested in working with us, send us an email. It's in our bio or wherever you can find it. And I look forward to seeing you guys on the next one. Peace.